Hello and welcome to episode 42 of the Modern Day Morons podcast. We're your hosts, Liam,
Braden,
and first time guest host,
Lemon.
the man, the myth, the lemon.
right
That's
on.
what they call me.
Jake is sick with COVID. Lemon is also sick with COVID.
But he's got his monster energies. He's tearing it up.
He's
I'm
tearing
still
it
here.
up. Oh, well, hello, Cam. Thank you for tuning in bright and early. We appreciate you. Hayden is also, I don't think Hayden has COVID, but he's also not feeling well. So it's sit season around here. Everybody be sick and shit. But
Apparently.
we persevere.
Trying to.
So, Lemon, how you doing with the whole Rona?
I'm not too bad. Right now it's just kind of a scratchy throat. But when I woke up this morning, it was horrible because I hadn't had my meds, obviously, when I just woke up.
Right.
And just everything, I felt like I was dying. The worst part, I'm just permanently thirsty. Like I have not stopped drinking.
And it
It
just
just
won't go away.
It just doesn't go away.
Yeah. Now, COVID's
Damn.
son of a bitch like that.
Yep.
I did not enjoy it when I had it. It was not a fun time.
It's just I have a 2-liter bottle of water, and I think I've drank it like 5 times today. Like it just keeps going.
The pisses must be legendary.
Now, Lemon, I believe you said correctly, but can you just repeat? What do you have 2 liters of?
Water.
That's not what you said the first time. You said it
What,
right
water?
the first time. Yeah, the
Yeah.
correct pronunciation.
Yeah, water.
Yeah, you're outnumbered now, Braden.
I have words to say about it, and I've said them all on the podcast before.
I'm closer to where the word comes from, so
I have a bubbling, which is a sparkling water.
I don't have
So
any
that's
drink
interesting.
right now, actually.
well, that sounds like a you problem.
It is
Yeah, that's
a
what-
me problem.
You're supposed to take care of that pre-show, Braden. We're
Yeah,
42 episodes in.
Sitting there playing guitar, and I looked over. I'm like, shit, it's 5 minutes to podcast start time.
Anyway, before we get started, I think it's time for everyone's favorite segment,
God damn right.
Bear of the Week.
This is
Bear of the
first
week.
bear of the week I've been here for.
Oh,
Yes.
Best fucking section of the show now.
This is
Okay.
Bear Gets Scared by Motion-Activated Clown.
Oh, some Halloween shit.
I
Halloween
mean,
bear.
I'd be scared by that too.
Oh, this is in May. Never mind. What kind of fucking psychopath set up in May?
Well, it is on Live Leak.
Yeah, true. It's an ominous watermark to see on a video.
It looks to me like that has been put there specifically for that reason.
For the bears, yeah. And I guess it works, but
Yeah. But
God
imagine
damn.
you're lying in bed and then you just hear that.
I would
Yeah.
be terrified. If I would hate living in that house, because not only if you hear the clown, first of all, you have to hear the clown, which
Yeah.
is upsetting in and of itself, right? But also that means there's definitely a bear outside your house right now. I would not like that. I'd rather
No.
never know and wake up the next day and notice my
I mean,
garbage
it's
can all over the place.
it's not like I keep anything valuable in my bin anyway, so
No, it's
have at it.
it's literally for trash. Oh Jesus, that's a psychopathic behavior to have one of those up. That's like a modern scarecrow, except it's like a bear crow or a scare bear.
But hey, scare bear, yeah.
Nah. Didn't
don't
like
like
that.
Isn't that a thing in are they the bad guys in the Care Bear show?
I feel like probably. I don't know. I couldn't have pulled that out of my ass.
That sounds like a good guess. But
Let's see.
Scare Bear is an entity of unknown nature on the Venture Bros.
Fair enough.
Jeez, okay.
There's also a How to Scare a Bear. Apparently with a clown.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on the species.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
that'll get you. So we were talking earlier about Peaky Blinders. Braden still hasn't watched any.
Darn right.
Not a single episode.
I've seen the first season.
Okay.
This was eons ago though now.
But do you know the main actor, Cillian Murphy, actually moved his kids out of London because he said they were developing posh English accents. So he moved his family back to Ireland.
As he
Yeah.
fucking should.
Good move. Good move.
Because he said we wanted them to be Irish. He explained they were sort of at that age where they were preteens and had very posh English accents, and I wasn't appreciating that too much.
We can beat that out of them pretty quick here.
Yeah,
Especially, especially if he brings them back to where he's from.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Accents
So,
over where he's from can be like really strong. So I mean, he's got a really nice accent. It's not overly Irish, but it's got a nice softness to it, very dissimilar to Tommy Shelby.
yeah. So he does like an English accent then in PT.
Yeah, he does like a Brummie accent then, yeah.
Okay. That's what's weird about England is Ireland similar where it's like all the regions have like
Thousands
different
of accents.
Oh my
accents.
god, it's so bad here. It's
I
really
imagine
bad.
too, it's like you go from like one town to another, and there's like
Yeah.
slight differences there.
So pretty much every county has a slight different like tinge.
Mm-hmm.
Dublin has two very, very clearly different, a north side accent and a south side accent.
Love it.
And south side Dublin would be the posher side, so it's more Englishy, whereas historically north side Dublin would have been the poorer side. And then it's even worse then when you're trying to learn Irish because different counties pronounce the words in Irish differently to the point that sometimes you can't even understand what they're saying, even though you are literally speaking the same language.
That's rough.
So are the accents like similar, like geographic wise? Like if you heard an accent, would you be able to hear it and be like, "Oh, that's Eastern or Western," not necessarily knowing where, but being like, "Oh, that's or a Southern accent," or like,
yeah, you could. There's four provinces in Ireland, and you could easily tell which province they're from.
okay,
Counties would take a bit more. You could like narrow it down to a few counties, but I mean, some of them, yeah, like I said, the Dublin ones, you would know immediately. Cork can be pretty bad. Navan can be pretty bad. And so, you know, 1 second. There's a video that's a really good video. It's 7 years old. It's literally just called A Guide to Irish Accents.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it goes through them all. It's like 2 minutes long.
We don't have anything fun like that in Canada. We all just kind of speak with the same boring Canadian accent.
well,
I mean, there's
except the frauds.
Yeah, except the frogs. But
I mean, we have
that's it. Yeah, that's the video.
we have 2 minutes and 40 seconds to kill.
Let's go.
With the rest of the world, or maybe just Hollywood. You see, we don't all sound like leprechauns on acid.
Jack, did you make this video?
Tom Cruise, Jared Butler,
No, I did not.
Julia Roberts. There's actually a big difference if you're either from the north, south, east, or west of Ireland. Let's break it down and set this record straight. Are you listening, Roberts? Dublin is the capital, and the accent here was heavily influenced by the British occupation of Ireland for more than 800 years. What's odd is that for such a relatively small city,
Also, it's impossible for an Irish person to
generally
state a fact
assigned
without
to north
mentioning
and south.
that England was
On
here
the
for
north
800
side,
years.
you'll hear people talking like this. Here, the D replaces TH. So you get a lot of this, that, these, and those. And if there's a T at the end of a word, bleeding forget it. Venture south, and they'll speak absolutely like this. The South Dublin resident is all about the O's and O's. Elongate those vowels like, yeah, like totally the opposite of the narrow sounds of the North Sider. Moving into the south, we come to the People's Republic of Cork, boy. For some weird reason, everyone here speaks a few octaves higher than the rest of the country, boy. It's a little bit forlorn and a little bit melodic, and every now and again, boy is thrown in for the crack. Fair play to you, boy. Now move down a bit and you're into West Cork, where it all gets a bit thicker and a bit faster. So. Then there's Kerry, and that is probably the jewel in the Irish accent crown.
This one's
Not sure
horrible.
even Irish people understand this, unless they're from the kingdom itself. Sure, it's fast and it's furious. SH features even when it's not there, you know, like, sure, doesn't it sound better for it, like, you know. Limerick is more nasal
That
and
actually
sharp
sounded
on the
more
air,
like
so you can
a
tell you left the
Scandinavian
kingdom far
language.
behind. You might get called a goal if you're acting the maggot or if you're langers. Now we're going way up north. I tell you, it's very different, especially in Belfast. Sure, the Scottish plantation of Ulster was so successful that it changed the way they speak forever. Now is pronounced now. I means yes, and a wee cracker is a beautiful girl, so it is. So this is how we sound. Do you know what I mean, bud? And it's how it's generalisation, like. But sure, it is what it is, boy. And it's only a broad guide from an Irish gal, like. But sure, we're only having the crack.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Beautiful.
Informative. We're here on this podcast to learn.
What accent is yours, Jack?
I have a pretty neutral one, but it would right. So I'm from Tala originally, which is generally a poor area. So it would, although it's technically on the south side, it would have like a north side accent.
Yeah.
But you know, this, that, these, and those. I don't say this, that, these, and those. But I guess technically I would have a. See, my dad is English, so he kind of neutralized it a bit. But I would say I have a south side accent.
Okay. So you're trying to like, you're a working, you got that working class accent,
No.
or south of the rich.
South side was the
South,
posh
yeah.
one, right?
So
Oh, the
south side, you
posh,
go to
okay.
private school on the south side.
Oh shit!
Mhm.
Sorry, Your Highness.
I mean, I went to public school, but
Do people have like? Is there like? Will people just get in fights based on like accents? Oh fuck! Like, will it be like, oh, you dirty northerner or something?
no.
Or is there any like prejudice involved in?
No, it's just difficult to understand each other.
Okay.
There's a video that was on the news years and years ago, and it's an Irish farmer like talking about his sheep disappearing, and you cannot understand the fucking word he's saying.
Yeah.
And this was on like national television, and just
Oh,
no one understood a word. It was so bad.
Jeez.
This is
He
not
would have been from Kerry.
but I still think like one of the funniest scenes in a movie ever is more for the English, but the scene in Hot Fuzz, if you've seen it, where there's
Yeah.
like, the old man in the countryside, and he's got all his bombs and guns, but they have to like translate for him for the city police officer.
Yeah.
Because it's just like it's not even really words. It's more just mumbles.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's kind of how I've always seen a lot of the regional dialects of Europe, because it seems to be all over the goddamn map, and I appreciate that. Really,
Speaking
really
of
fresh for
muffles,
everybody.
I did a muff dive this weekend.
He did
Oh,
do a
what?
muff dive.
It's
Oh, what
just
now?
It's like
You
it's
heard that right.
apparently a weird version of like a blowjob shot, which is like a bunch of like whipped cream, and you have to like did the shot out with your mouth. But the thing is, Tristan, who's going to be on next week,
As always.
bought it for
Yeah,
Braden,
obviously.
but forgot, and I let him know once it got to the table that Braden is indeed lactose intolerant.
I'm like the most lactose intolerant person.
Fair.
So then it also, because me and Braden have the same birthday, then the duty went to me to then do this muff dive. The only issue being this glass was very deep and very full of whipped cream, and it was just very messy, and I eventually had to use my fingers. And in case you're wondering what that looked like,
I don't want to see this. What? That's just a bunch of cream.
well, there's a vodka
There's a
shot like
shot
hidden
hiding
in the very
right
bottom.
Is it worth the vodka shot?
No, I did not want to do this.
Oh God.
Oh, it's okay. I thought you meant they just poured like a shot of vodka.
Oh no.
No, that's what I was expecting too. Because the whole time I'm looking at him, I'm across the table from Liam there, and the whole time I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at this drink, and I'm trying to see where the liquor starts at the bottom. I figured it would have been pooled or something. I'm like, this just looks like it's all whipped cream. Like I think Tristan might have been fucking with us when he ordered that. But then no, turns out they just put fucking shot glasses in there. Why not? Fuck it, call it a day. So
Yeah, not what I was expecting.
No, so nice and messy and sticky, but
yeah, Liam,
overall,
the remainder of the night.
I mean, once I went to the washroom, it was okay, even though the washroom was like on like the very top floor, and there's all these uneven stairs, which seems like not a good idea for like
A place where a
people
bunch of people go get drunk. Yeah.
Or it could be perfect because they're unsteady on their feet and it like counteracts perfectly to just being a normal staircase.
I mean, theoretically. But I remember I was out ripping a dart, and like I got approached by 3 different homeless men, and they were all like, "Do you got any money?" And I was like, "Sorry, bro, I have literally no money on me, like no cash." And they're like, "Do you have any checks? Can you write us a check?" And I'm just like, "What?" But I just gave each of them, all 3 of them accepted a dart.
I
And
mean,
they
do
didn't
homeless
tell me
people
much
have
about
bank
it.
accounts?
I don't even know, but
A lot
I've
of
never
them
been asked
do
for a check
nowadays.
before.
At least around here. Like I've on multiple occasions seen like some beggars around the city with like instead of like a hungry anything helps kind of sign, right? Like written on a sign will just be like an e-transfer like email, just like, yeah, send some money here if you can.
Fair enough. I mean, modern times.
Hey, modern solutions, but yeah, no, it was it's kind of like odd to see, but it makes sense. There's one time I saw one on like a Spring Garden, which is like a fairly busy street we have around here, and there was one guy who was just going around. He had like a little like one of those like square machines.
Oh, that you like plugged into your phone?
Yeah, that just, like,
Oh,
phone. Yeah, like you can tap a card to it, and I was like, wow, he's really
there's
out
a
here.
problem here with that as well, but it's like thieves and they like bump into you to try and hit your phone with it,
Oh, that's
Oh.
dirty.
and then it will just
That's
take it.
dirty.
Yeah,
God damn.
Damn.
I mean, it's clever.
Oh my
I
God.
kind of respect it.
I do too. That's like that is modern day pickpocketing.
Yep.
Dude.
Wow.
Or like if any of your cards have tap too, it'd pick those up.
Yep.
And it only needs to pick up one thing to get the tap. Damn.
Wow.
That's smart. I've seen those things
Why
where
this
like now
episode of the Modern Day Morons is sponsored by Ridge Wallets.
Ridge Wallet, keep your cards protected, and Ridge Phone Case, which they haven't came out with yet, but they have those things at like the grocery stores where it's just like terminals, and then there's like a $5, $10, $20 just to donate. So you can just
Yeah.
tap it and donate it. So I thought it'd be fun to like steal someone's card, make them donate like $100 to charity, and then they'd have to look like an asshole trying to get their
Asking
money
it
back
back,
from the
yeah.
charity.
That's honestly, I think that's my least favorite thing in the modern day, though, is like going to say a Walmart and they're like, "Hey, you want to toss on an extra buck or two for this charity?" And it's like, Walmart, I am not a multi-billion-dollar corporation. I don't have the means, really. Like I'm using a fucking voucher for potatoes right now, bro. Like leave me alone.
Yeah, it's a bit
That's totally
hypocritical.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's. I also, when I worked retail, we had like I worked at Toys R Us, and when they, like, we used to have a donation thing, but it was for this company, this charity called Autism Speaks, right? Which on the surface,
Are you a spokesperson for it?
sounds great. I'm not. But then I remember too, like I was talking to one of my like coworkers who was autistic. And I was speaking with them, and they were kind of like, "Yeah, but Autism Speaks." I was like, "Oh, we're just talking work shit." And I'm like, "Yeah, no." And I kind of say this to kind of make people feel a little bad to add the donation on, right? Because we're measured on all this stupid shit too. And I basically, and they were like, "Yeah, but Autism Speaks real bad though." And I was like, "Oh." And then I looked it up, and they were, and I'm like, "Damn." The happiest place on earth is just trying to make people donate their hard-earned cash to a charity that like all of the money just goes to the people that work at the top of it. Fun fact.
Wasn't that was it Prince Charles recently? And one of his charities, he was getting like half of it, 45% or something, was going to
That does
charity.
sound familiar.
Yeah, I didn't hear that, but that doesn't surprise me.
Lots of charities have that issue where it's just like, oh, we have all this money. Oh, we have all this money.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, the police have launched an investigation into the Prince's Foundation, an educational charity that Charles founded. Let's see. This, yeah, he's Jesus Christ, Lamb.
We do a bit of investigative
Yeah.
journalism on this this podcast here.
Jesus, it's a lot of words. Yeah, that Prince Charles guy, no good. He's been doing some funky stuff with the money.
Not that he fucking needs it. Like,
Yeah, Queen still got COVID. What's up with that?
does she?
I don't know.
I thought there was a thing where it's like if the queen dies, we don't find out for like 30 days.
I feel like they got to have some sort of fail-safe or something.
I thought there was something like
I don't know. I'm not going to comment because I haven't a clue.
It's fair.
I don't know. That was just trying to. I did not find anything to corroborate that story, so I'm sure she's still alive and well.
I do know that she's diplomatically untouchable. Like, the queen can walk into whatever country she wants, just whip out a machine gun and shoot like everyone, and she has full diplomatic immunity for it.
God damn.
Dude, I'd be doing so much stuff if I was the king. Like, it would just be like minor inconvenient stuff. Like, I'd just go into like the 7-Eleven and just like turn the slush on and walk out. It's like, I'm the king. What you going to do?
Diplomatic. And the workers would be like, did the king just walk in and walk straight back out after turning on their slushy machine?
Dude, imagine the king as like a prank YouTuber or a prank TikToker.
We are only, like, don't even say it, Liam, because we're like a generation away from that shit happening. Like, it's gonna happen by the time we're old, and we're gonna be like, these motherfucking kids.
It's like, you won't believe the workers' reactions when the King of England walks into their gas station. And it's just him like eating a bag of chips before paying for it or some shit. Just
and he's wearing like the crown and like the robe and everything. He's got the scepter in his hand, just sitting there like, eating away.
Dude.
Yeah. Have you seen King Ralph, I think it's called?
Is that a film or a person?
Yeah, it's a film.
Okay. Ralph. I've not heard of that.
You're not thinking of King Richard, are you? I know
King Ralph.
With John Goodman, I'm already interested.
Oh, goddamn.
A regular guy from America becomes King of England after a royal white belt puts him next in line. Okay.
Overnight, Ralph goes from sleazy Las Vegas lounge singer to the King of England. Wow.
I have no idea what happened in England, but apparently everyone died because some American has become the king.
I kind of love that idea for a movie.
I do love John Goodman.
Another thing, everyone is in line to the British throne. It's just how many people I got to get rid of first.
Okay.
If you're the last living person in Britain, could you? I'm just saying.
I mean, you would be king, but of nobody else.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take the diplomatic immunity. I'll go fuck off and do some America crimes or something. I don't know.
How does the tree work? Like, is it all family first, and then it goes to like a duke, and then his family or some shit, and then like
due to the inbreeding.
I was gonna say, I think they built it that way for a very.
It goes through the entire English royal family, and then it will fuck off to like the German royal family, and the Russian royal family, and the Greek royal family, and go through all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just an interconnected series of royal families.
The Queen's husband was a Greek prince.
Oh shit! Yeah. Wait, Philip?
Yeah, but him and his family got ousted.
Oh. So then he just became an English prince. So why does it go to German and Russian royalty?
There's a picture of I think it was the monarchs during the Second World War.
Okay.
The Russian, German, and the British monarchs, and it's like the same picture because they were all cousins.
Oh, were they actually cousins? I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what are their names? Because the Russian guy, his entire family got shot. Like, they got murdered.
Yeah.
Oh, how am I blanking on this? Russian.
European kings.
I'm looking right now at the current line of succession, and that's quite a few people that we got to go through. There is a big family.
Oh yeah.
So very
Yeah, if you just look up.
Nicholas II of Russia.
Yeah, sorry,
Our
Nicholas.
my man.
Nicholas II.
But yeah, if you just look up, I mean, I looked up cousin European kings, and it's given me a picture of the British and German kings during World War II, and it's literally just the same person.
Yeah, right. Because it was the Kaiser, the Tsar, and George V were cousins.
Yeah,
Right. I'll share my screen for some pictures. Yeah, right. I forgot about that. That's such a crazy. But yeah, they look like identical.
one of them just has a slightly bigger mustache.
Yeah.
And he's
So one.
clearly the more powerful one.
Yeah, and that's how it works.
100%.
Yeah. So one of them was King George V. One of them was Tsar Nicholas, and the other one was I think Kaiser
King
Wilhelm.
Yeah,
And
they
yeah,
were
I
all
forgot.
cousins.
Dude, that's insane. That the three leaders of like three of the biggest military powers in the world were all related, and then they were fighting with each other too.
Yeah, well, Nicholas didn't have a very nice time with the communists, and Wilhelm didn't have a very nice time with the fascists. So,
Yeah.
kind of just left old George on his own.
Yeah, no, Nicholas, after the Russian Revolution, his family was like in hiding, and they got rounded up by like some revolutionaries, and they
Yeah.
were all just like murdered in the basement. And it was a big family. It was like
Really makes me think,
7 children or something. Yeah, no, that'll
how
get you.
all of that is. I know some people are, love that shit, but oh boy, I just find it is so silly.
I find it crazy how they were cousins though, because you don't expect like Tsar Nicholas to be cousins with King George to be cousins with.
It's just because of how much marrying of cousins there was.
A lot of cousin fucking going on there.
Like
it's basically like Alabama.
When you're the king of England, like the only people worth marrying for you are people on your level, which is a princess from another country.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So eventually you just end up with basically one giant family that's running Europe.
Yeah, because there's years of them like offering up their daughters or like doing marriages for diplomatic reasons.
Yeah.
And then it's
Nothing
just
gives me the skeevies.
they're like, wait, what's Brandon? Don't we have like an inbred family in Nova Scotia?
Do we? Hold on.
Are they
thought there was like a
famous
name
as-
for them.
I know for sure there's like a bunch in the like Appalachian region.
What are they? Yeah, the Doler clan.
Yeah.
The Dolers are a clan of poor rural families in Canada on Nova Scotia's South Mountain near Wolfville, known for their intergenerational poverty and the conviction in the 80s of many family members for sexual abuse and incest.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like a hillbilly ring.
Known for.
I'm picturing right now is, have you seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
You know that guy beyond the wall who's like married to all his daughters?
Oh, yeah.
Walter Frey or everybody. No. Yeah. No.
No. Walter Frey was at
he was
the
other way.
Twins.
I know the early stuff. Yeah.
And like whenever he has a son, he kills them, and then he just marries all his daughters.
Who the fuck was that?
Craster.
Yeah, Craster's Keep.
Yeah, Craster's Keep, right? Shout out. And Samwell, he like took one of the daughters.
Yeah, and her incest son.
Right. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Fucking Samwell Tarly. But man, that show, it's crazy how that show would have been like cemented
As the greatest, like one of the greatest things ever made. And
they ruined it for no reason.
We got Star Wars to make.
It infuriates me so much that they were offered more episodes and they're like, nah, it's fine.
No,
we'll make 6 work.
We don't need it.
Like, why not just keep, because an extra like 7 episodes would have helped, but I still think there should have been like another season, like probably 90 episodes.
I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but the decisions they made were wrong. Just leave it at that.
Yeah, and also too, just like with the main, like all I say is with Daenerys. Well, with a lot of character arcs, but most notably Daenerys's.
I think
seem out of place because of how rushed the art was at the end.
Yeah, I think the 2 arcs that stick out most would be hers and what's his name, Bran.
Yeah.
He's got the best story though.
Yeah, but there's literally like 2 seasons earlier. There's a like he says himself that he can no longer be the lord of anything. And then he's like, why do you think I came here? So that this could happen, which means that he saw all of this happening and was like, I'm gonna let it happen so that I be king. So I guess he's the real villain of the entire series.
Yeah, that none of that show really makes sense in the last 2 seasons.
No.
And why was Jon Snow brought back to life just to watch Arya kill the Night King? Spoilers, by the way, but if you haven't seen Game of Thrones,
if you haven't seen it at this point, it's one of those shows.
It's years out now.
I can't even say that it's like, oh, it's worth it. Go watch it now, because it's like I just know that you're gonna come to disappointment.
Yeah, I'm like, watch up until 5, 6 if you want to watch it.
Yeah,
6 is solid. Like I think the first 4 were the best, and then 5 and 6 were more like they were like if all the other seasons had been as good as 5 and 6, it still would have went down as like a legendary show.
Yeah,
because it was still very good TV. Yeah. But then like season 7 and 8 that were 6 and 7 episodes respectively, 7 and 6 episodes. And then they were just rushed, and then none of the like Jamie's character arc made sense because he completely went back. They brought Jon Snow back just to go back to the north.
U-turned.
Oh yeah, in one episode.
There was how many seasons is Game of Thrones?
It's 8 altogether.
Yeah. Okay, so 7 seasons going this way, and then like 1 episode going that way.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense.
Like the whole point was like kind of Jamie's because you hate him at the start of the show, and then you kind of like get to know him. And he develops as a character, and then he just reverts back and goes to Cersei. And it's like
he never cared for the people, apparently.
Even though he kill the Mad King.
He literally killed the Mad King for the people. That is, egregious character writing. Yeah,
so bad.
It makes me mad thinking about it. I'm one of the crazy people who like saw how much backlash the last season was getting, and I'm like, all right, let's see what this shitstorm's
how bad can it really be?
Watched it. And it's like, I got so into it for a while, and I was like, so just enveloped in the world. And then it all came crashing down so quick in like season 7 and 8. I was just like, oh my fucking God. Like it crashed and burned. Like also
like the way Daenerys just lost one of her dragons because I didn't see the boats. There's like
she was in the air. How can you not see
down
the
there?
boats?
She just forgot somehow, her and all of her.
Isn't that what the writers said?
They literally,
she just kind of forgot.
Yeah,
she forgot they had like those bows.
And then there's them talking about, when the Dothraki like charge into the horde and just get wiped out.
That was a sit scene.
Yeah, and then the writers are like, you're essentially witnessing the end of the Dothraki, and then it cuts to like the next episode, and he's like, half are gone.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that was like the best scene in that episode because you see all the lights charge and then all the lights
just go out. Yeah.
But the rest of the episode was so dark. Like
you couldn't see a thing.
Like it was such a dark. Like the lighting was so terrible in that episode, and like they had been building up to that for like the entire
show.
The entire show. Like winter is coming. Like one of the first lines in like the original show or in the pilot episode is Ned talking to his wife saying, "Winter is coming. We got to be ready."
Winter is coming, and also the show literally opens with a scene where like the White Walkers are established as a threat and a real thing that's happening.
Yeah,
and then just like, no, your payoff is 45 minutes of complete darkness where you can't see or enjoy anything. And
plot armor galore.
Machina's the fucking Night King, and then it's over, solved.
Yeah, no, it's just. And there's like scenes where you watch characters get like overpowered, and then it cuts away, and then it cuts back, and they're fine. You're like, so what happened here?
Kind of ties back into something we talked about last week with the Walking Dead. It's a real Glenn moment.
Yeah,
and also like there's a 2-season build up on the Golden. Is it the Golden Army? They were like the mercenaries. Yeah, and like they're the ones that like they pay all that gold to, and then they just get wiped out in half an episode.
Just ridiculous.
Not even. It's one scene.
Yeah, and like they have like the walls with all those like dragon slaying crossbows, and the dragon just goes, and then they're just all gone.
Yeah,
the Battle of Winterfell should have had like a 3 or 4 episode arc. Is all I'm saying.
The Battle of Winterfell should have ended with them losing.
Yeah, 100%.
And pushing back to King's Landing.
Yeah,
that's what makes sense.
And like, who even like? Did anyone notable even die in the Battle of Winterfell? Like, I know Theon died.
Jorah. It was a load of B-list characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nobody that like, oh fuck, what are they
Um,
gonna do now? Like,
Lady Mormont, the little girl,
yeah.
Did she die?
she
in
goes out like a badass though. She stabs a giant in the eye, and then it just like crushes her to death.
Oh right, I forgot about that. And then like Arya just fucking trick stabs the Night King.
Yeah,
It's
she literally
GG.
just drops the knife, and he's like, "Well, that's that."
To talk about something that hopefully won't be shit though, the actress who plays Mormont in Game of Thrones going to be in that new Last of Us television show with Pedro Pascal.
I have
Dude, that
never
motherfucker's in everything.
seen more backlash for casting than for that show.
I don't understand why. I think it's just because like a lot of people are pissed, and this is something I've wanted to talk about on this fucking podcast for a long time. A lot of people are just pissed, I think, because like The Last of Us 2 did some like real fucky shit, and not in a bad way. I love that game, but it does some fucky shit. And
I feel like Jack. Do you know the main spoiler to that Last of Us 2 game?
No, I'm not going to play it. That doesn't interest me.
Okay, well, spoiler alert for those who do, because I also am not going to play it, nor does it interest me. But they kill off what's his name, like right at the start.
Basically the main character of the first game.
Oh, he dies immediately, does he?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's literally like an hour of setup, and you kind of go through some stuff, and there's some tension and all this and character drama, and then like he just gets beat to death with a fucking golf club.
So he gets glenned.
He gets glenned. He gets big time glenned, and yeah, like I can see why a lot of people were upset. Like, oh, they killed off the character we all came to care about for plot motivation, basically. But at the same time, like if you play the first game, and I love both those games, but like, dude had it coming. Like, it was bound to happen, and I love Joel. Joel's one of my favorite fucking fictional characters ever. Dude had it coming 100%.
And like Dante made a good point too, the way like, because again I haven't played the game, but part of how it's structured is you play as two different characters. One is
it's a brilliant twist. It's a brilliant.
Ellie's the main character from the first one, right?
She's you play as her for a section of the first game, and she's with you for the entire journey, and she's like
she's the girl in The Last of Us. But then you also play as the
right?
Yeah, and then but you also play as the other girl, the one who killed Joel. So you see like her perspective, and then you have to play as both perspectives to kind of get like the whole. So it's an interesting way.
They do it in like a very ballsy way. To full spoilers for the Last of Us series right now.
This is just a spoiler-filled episode.
We're just spoiling everything today. We don't care. It's episode 42 of the podcast. We're spoiling everything. Snape kills Dumbledore,
but he does it for a good reason.
He does it for a good reason because he wanted to fuck Harry Potter's mom or something. I haven't seen.
Yep, that's it.
But fucking like. They do it in such a ballsy way where you're like, you've played for like 14 hours now, which is like the entire length of the first game. And you're at what you think is going to be the big climactic fight. And like all of this shit's going on. And then suddenly it's like hard cut. You're now in a flashback as the character you've been trying to kill for the last 14 hours. And
so the switch is like halfway through the game.
And then you play the rest of the game as her, and then you go back to that fight, but then instead of doing the fight the way you wanted to originally, you have to do it as the other character.
What if you choose to lose?
Many people have. There's like actual, and that's how much people hate this game too. There's like compilations of people just like purposely getting themselves killed in that fight scene, like so many times, just because they're like, fuck it, fuck Abby, fuck this game.
Yeah, no, but the casting, it's just everyone's like, they don't look like the characters. I'm like, you realize those are not real people.
No, you can't like.
There is no one who looks like them and is an actor.
Tom Holland does not look like Nathan Drake.
No, he does not.
No,
he also didn't embody the character very well, as much as I actually somewhat enjoyed watching the Uncharted movie.
I haven't seen it, but
it was like okay. It's like a solid 5.
Always the case with video game movies. They're all right.
They're either all right or like offensively bad to the source material.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like it doesn't matter because it's just like, yeah, it's a fucking video game movie. What can we expect?
Yeah, I mean, with video games, is there's like you are that character and you're playing for like a minimum of like 10 hours, and then it's a 2-hour movie and you're watching someone else be them. I think that's the main reason they never do well.
Yeah, the other weird thing with Uncharted too, like, is that Uncharted was a series of games that started So you could have like an Indiana Jones like adventure in a video game. Then to go and make a movie based off that premise, you've basically just full circled your way back into making an Indiana Jones movie. Like,
yeah, I never
and
thought
it's
about
not
it
as
like
good.
that.
It's not Spielberg.
Speaking of movies that are now video games, I want to play that new Lego Star Wars game.
I have it.
That looks
Oh, shit.
very good. Is it? Have you played any of it, Jack? Or?
I've played the first movie,
Okay.
so I enjoy it. It's weird though, like playing a Lego game and hearing them speak, because
they went full voice acting in this one, didn't they?
Yeah, it's completely voiced, which takes a while to get used to because you're just used to them like gesturing, like the original Lego Star Wars. That whole, like, again, spoilers, Darth Vader's Luke's dad.
Oh fuck! What?
Yeah, that whole scene, he can't speak, so
that's one of my favorite Lego bits.
He just holds up the picture and he's like, "This is us."
It's so good. It's so silly, and that's why I really appreciated that the writing had to be like actually kind of smart, even though it was for like dumb little bits. It was like you had to find a way to get across these big plot details with like a mumble and a gesture, or like, you know what I mean? And now I just feel like that is weird because now it's just like, okay, you're just playing a Star Wars game, right?
Yeah,
Lego characters.
It's quite strange, but it's enjoyable. It is good crack.
That's good. No, I'm definitely going to be picking that up at some point. Like that game looks very fun.
I feel like I have to play Elden Ring first.
You do have.
I did.
Have you not played Elden Ring yet?
I haven't even started. No, you played for like an hour or something, right?
Yeah, I'll probably restart when I play it because I've been playing a lot of CS and VR, so it's just like that was up in my time. And Elden Ring, I want to give a good amount of attention to, but I think I'm almost there. So probably I'm gonna start her this week and start getting into it because it seems pretty enjoyable.
I'm at the last boss fight. Ooh. I only attempted it like twice because I went back to try Melania again because I haven't beat her yet.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
I have not played in. Actually, I played a couple days ago for like an hour, but I hadn't played in like a week because I kind of like stumbled into the Caelid area a little too early, and made my way up and then down the Divine Tower, and found myself a Godskin Apostle.
Oh,
and I like literally there was a point where I just wanted to bash my head through a fucking window.
He actually took me so fucking long to beat. I
had probably 20 tries in already, right? I came in on second day doing it basically. And I was like, okay, I have the strategy. I know what his second phase is like. I know he gets stretchy. I know how we're doing this now. I went in, I gave it a good 5 tries, right? On my 5th try, I swear to God, I got him down to the point where it was just like the faintest sliver of red on the health bar. And then he just fucking like wombo comboed my shit in, and I just turned the PS5 off. I was like, no, we're done. We're done.
He I don't know why I was so over leveled for that fight as well. Damn, but it's still just
he's hard though. He's fucking hard. Like he's
I wanted he's guarding a weapon that I really wanted. And I was like, I have to keep trying until I beat him.
Yeah.
I still use that weapon now because
worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it. No, that's my thing. It's like I'm just not gonna like pick that game up and go back into the open world though until I can beat that motherfucker. Because now it's just like I have to. I haven't really
it's a pride thing
with a boss yet. This has been my first boss, and I'm probably like 20, 30 levels under level for this right now. But it's like I know I can beat him.
Yeah, because I've gotten close, so it's possible.
Exactly. I just needed to play smarter. But like, yeah, I've never been more mad, and I wasn't even mad at the game. I was just mad at myself. I'm like, you fucking dumbass. You went in, you got greedy with that last hit you wanted to get, and you coursey wrecked your shit. Like you shouldn't have done it.
That's the good thing about weapons that are on fire and stuff. For like a bit after you've hit them, it does damage still.
Yeah. See, if I would have used fire grease that fight, I would have been set.
Yeah,
would have been good. But GG's, I won. But
I actually just found online there's it's like an Excel spreadsheet, but they have a boss tracker. So I got that. So that's it all by areas. Apparently there's 166 bosses.
Harvey is adamant that there's more.
There's more than
He
166.
continually told me we're at it's like 190 or something like that.
Yeah, he believes there's like 180 something.
Or 80, 188, I think is the exact number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's like killed 170 of them or something.
Jeez,
I do think
okay.
there is more. There's just like there's hidden fucking bosses. So, like there's actually you can't find them all easily, and a lot of them. There's a lot of bosses in that game too that are like only available at night, which is a bit weird and kind of annoying, especially if you want to do boss runs. Because every time you respawn during the day. So then you got to go wait at a fire, run back over, fight them more. And I find too that at least the ones that I've run into, like those like late night bosses, are some of the hardest in the game, purely from a health bar standpoint. Like their moveset's not even crazy; they just have like a ton of stuff. Oh, look at that.
Here we go.
In the chat.
Remove
Let's go.
the space.
I don't think it's a bot. Best followers, prime, and viewers on
I think it's honest.
mountviewers.com.
I'll do that. I'll just remove the space. That seems easy enough.
Yeah.
That seems good enough.
I mean, you can make .com a banned term.
That's not a terrible idea. Well, they've been.
It doesn't matter if there's a space or not because it's a second.
Gave a little banny roo. Oh man,
I haven't got one of those in a while actually.
That is probably the first one I've seen on this cast, I think.
A while ago it was like a big problem, and people published like the list of like all of the bots that they knew, and it was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of names long, and you could press a button and it would literally just start going through each one and banning them from your chat.
That's
like, prematurely.
That is nice.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was like a big thing. I don't know if this lines up with your experience, Jack, but like I feel like that was a thing like every stream I did like last year, sometime around the summer, I think. It was like every stream I did like 3 or 4 every time.
Yeah.
No fail. And it was just like it was really annoying too, because like you gotta fucking pause the game, fucking hop on over, fucking do the ban, and then hop back in.
When you're a small streamer, you don't know if your mods are gonna be there, and you're like, well, now I've got to do it myself.
No, exactly, yeah. Well, because I'd be fine if Harvey was in the chat, we're set, banned immediately, right? But then it's like whenever Harvey was streaming and I was also streaming, I'd be like, fuck, I gotta do this. I don't watch.
Yeah, it's a real pain.
Yeah. No, I don't miss the bot fest that Twitch used to be.
Then there was the hate raid phase.
Now what is this?
I'm unfamiliar with hate.
You don't know what the hate raids are?
Inform us, please.
Basically, it was a big thing for a while where people would literally get like a bunch of. How did it work? See, I have a button on my stream deck here that I press, and it fixes the problem. But was it just a 1 second? It's been that long now that I can't remember what it actually did. But it basically, here we go. I have a controversy explained.
Okay.
Where is it? Come on, just tell me what they are. I've forgotten. Someone used the raid mechanic, just to abuse another streamer. A streamer's chat exploded with all kinds of hateful messages. And that's what it was. Basically, they'd come into your chat and they'd start spamming like racist or homophobic or like sexist messages to get you in trouble, essentially. And it would just keep spamming your chat. So like people were putting out like tutorials, and you can set up a button to press that it like clears your chat, sets it in slow mode, puts it in like subscriber only mode, all of that, so that they can't do it. But yeah, it was a problem for a while where like big streamers were just getting hit with like a couple of hundred people just being dicks.
Damn, I'm surprised I wasn't at the forefront of that technology. I mean, I would never do it, but that's a very novel idea in inconveniencing people.
Yeah, wow.
Well,
I'm surprised they could get that many people with nothing better to do than spread negativity.
I don't
online.
know if is necessarily people or bots.
Either
Oh, so,
option doesn't sound fun.
No.
well, if it's a bot, it's just less people with a lot more time on their hands to waste programming
Yeah.
bots just to. I don't even understand what like the outcome. Like, what do you gain from that?
Well, it basically was just to. There is a way that the streamer can get in trouble for what is said in their chat.
Right.
So the
That'll-
aim there was to, I guess, kind of put off the streamer, or get them in trouble. But yeah, I feel like Twitch always has some sort of controversy going on. Like then there was the fucking hot tub streams, and that split the platform, and now they're just not really a thing anymore. Like
that
the
one
only
was like silly.
so silly, but I
Dude,
mean, the only one really
Amaranth
left now
still
is
makes,
Amaranth. Yeah,
And dude, she made something crazy like 2 million a month or something.
she
Like,
said that
it's
she makes
insane.
1.5 million from a month from her OnlyFans, just her OnlyFans. That's not like Twitch, and she has fucking farts in a jar that she sells now for $1,000. Like,
Jeez.
I respect it. I do respect.
I mean, yeah.
God damn. Apparently I'm in the wrong fucking industry. I gotta
Yeah,
start spreading
no.
them cheeks for likes, baby. What the fuck? 1.5 million.
There was
a
also
month.
like, well, yeah, Amaranth did a bunch of that ASMR stuff too.
Yeah,
that was a little odd.
like the horse masks and stuff.
Yeah.
It was weird, but yeah, no.
But on the hate raids, I
Respect.
don't condone the hate raids, but I do like the idea that some guys like, how can I be the top Twitch streamer? Well, I can grow an audience and become very popular, or I can destroy every other streamer on the platform till I am the only one that remains.
It sounds like it would work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, although I feel like Twitch would not be. If it was socially acceptable to allow hate speech on your platform, Twitch would allow it because it would make more money. Not more. It would make them more money than zero hate speech.
Mm-hmm.
But then they lose money from advertisers, so it's who knows. But just Twitch's whole model makes them so much money, where they pretty much get half of all the money people send your way.
Yeah, and bits as well. They get a percentage of how much you spend on bits. Then there's ads. They get a percentage of the ad revenue. It's just they make so much money.
Yeah, and isn't it great that Mr. Washington Post himself owns it, and he's just getting even more?
Yeah, it's depressing because that guy who invented Twitch, which was eventually, I think, Justin TV, but it was Justin Yang. But he sold Twitch, and now he's seen like how much Twitch is worth. And I mean, he got like however many. How much? I'm gonna see.
Just unlocked a memory by saying Justin TV. I forgot that's what this platform used to be.
The thing is, though, would it have gotten as big as it is without Jeff's funding behind it?
Well, that's the thing. Probably not, right?
No.
Okay, he sold. I mean, he did sell Twitch for $1 billion. So
okay, so it's not like he's poor.
He's fine. Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, now it's worth. But like, now how much is Twitch worth now?
Oh, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, definitely.
Easily.
Yeah, they made 2.3 billion just in 2020. They made 1.5 billion in 2019. That's up a lot though, because in 2017 they made 400 million. Then a year later, 900 million. Then 1.5 billion. Then 2.3 billion.
Wait, and so 1.5 billion was what year?
That was 2019. 2020
COVID.
was 2.3 billion.
That's nuts.
It's COVID. Everyone went to streaming when COVID hit.
It's true though.
Yeah, no, they really did, because in 2018 there was 1 million stream Twitch users, and then 2021 there was 2.84 million. So it tripled the amount of people on Twitch.
Jesus.
Like
no one had anything else to do.
It's true.
But even that they made that much money, especially with like COVID messing with a lot of people's economic situation.
Yeah,
the big company always wins.
Don't they?
In the fucking immortal words of Qui-Gon Jinn, there's always a bigger fish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to these massive companies, there's not always a bigger company. They are just simply
Nah,
the biggest.
there's only one bigger fish than Jeff.
I don't know, man. I subscribe to the Illuminati lizard people theory.
Oh yeah, I feel like we should probably bring that up because that's pretty topical. Good job, Levin. Elon Musk is buying Twitter.
Oh yeah, we didn't even
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, when you said bigger fish, I'm like, oh yeah, Elon Musk. I'm like, oh yeah, that means
The singular bigger fish.
he's trying to do a hostile takeover. And
Yeah, he just
Twitter,
offered them what, like 40 billion? He was like, here.
Yeah, 43. That's
and I was doing some research on it, and so basically on whether or not the board's allowed to reject that offer. And the idea is the board is there to do what's in the best interest of the shareholder. Now, the issue with that being is the shareholder that is in the best interest is he's offering him more than the share's worth. So everyone
Yeah,
would get
isn't
paid
he
out
offering
more
them like
money.
3 times how
Yeah.
much a share
Yeah.
is worth?
Yeah.
It's like 54.20. He got 420 in there because he's a fucking meme lord. But he's offering them. So you think that would be in the best interest. However, the board basically can do whatever they want because there's a law. I forget what it's called, but it basically assumes that the board will always use business judgment to do the best thing for their shareholder. And so what the board might do is actually not good for their shareholder. They won't face any consequences. It's basically a poison pill. And so what it is they dilute all the shares on the market. So they split a bunch of shares up.
Right.
So now the price of the shares go down. So everyone has essentially less money, but there's so many more shares on the market that it's harder for a hostile takeover, which is what Elon's trying to do to happen because now he has to spend twice as much money.
The thing is, though, this man, he's on track to become the world's first trillionaire.
Yeah,
The-
that's a fun number. Huh?
Yeah, no, it's predicted that by 2024 he's going to be a trillionaire.
God damn it.
That amount of fucking money. Like there's nothing he can't do with $1 trillion.
No. And it's funny because it all started because he helped create PayPal. And that's where he got like pretty much like a lot of his like insane amounts of money. And then obviously with Tesla and SpaceX and like
he has the habit of making a company, establishing it, selling it, starting again.
Yeah.
And it's made him a lot of money. And now he's gotten to the point where he's just like, I mean, I'm the world's richest man. I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
Just to put it again in a little bit of perspective here, if you were to count to 1 million, right, nonstop, fucking beginning of the day to the end of the day, every day, it would take you about 11 days, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 days, right? If you were to count to 1 billion, that would take about 30 years, right? If you wanted to count to 1 trillion, that would take about 31,709 years.
That's longer than like we know of human history.
Yeah. The heat death of the universe would probably of this galaxy would happen before fucking you could finally hit the trillion number. That's scary.
1 trillion is 1 million millions.
So many millions.
That's a lot of millions.
That's
1,000 billions.
Like, to put that in perspective, like Hollywood's top actors are like 400 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's what, like 150 times more money than they have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just crazy.
It's weird. It's
like,
really weird.
That's hundreds of thousands of dollars a second he's just making at certain points. Like,
and then there's people in like third world countries that make like 2 cents a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the average wage, like for the workers across the world, is $1 a day. Or no, it's 50% of the world makes either $1 a day or under.
And then like 0.0001% of people make a couple $1,000s a minute.
The world's top 60 richest people could stop both climate change and world hunger.
Oh yeah, easily.
With the amount of money they have.
Well, the thing with world hunger too is it's not even like the amount of food is there. It's just
a distribution issue
of like distributing it, which is something that money can directly fix. Because it's like, it'd be one thing if it's like, well, we don't have the land or the technology to make enough food for everybody. But it's like, no, we have lots of food. It's just we can't get the food there because no one wants to pay to ship the food there.
that's one of the things that annoys me about Elon Musk. Like, yeah, I respect his accomplishments, but he's like, let's go nuke Mars instead of let's fix this planet that we already have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like there's a priority here, and it should be to stop fucking this one up before we try and make another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. I do love the idea though that it's like, I just like, you could totally feed everyone. You know,
Yeah.
we could house everyone. It's just like everything that we currently have is based on a system of commoditizing profit, and when you do that, there's no incentive to help other people out, really.
Yeah.
And
well, it's the same with like all the inflation that's going on right now. Like historically, when
yeah.
inflation happens, it's so that companies make the same amount of money they were making previously. But now inflation's happening, but companies are making just shit tons more than they were making before inflation, which means the only reason inflation is happening is for the companies to happen, and also or for the companies to make way more money, not for them to like make as much as they were making before.
Yeah.
And so now they are predicting that there will be like kind of a global depression next year.
Yeah.
Because the main issue too with COVID was a lot of money was pumped into not like the lower or middle class people, but it was just pumped into the stock market. So the stock market didn't crash, but it actually would have been better if the stock market had crashed and things had played out naturally. Because now there's just all the companies on the stock market are overvalued. So it may crash either way. And all that money, instead of being put into like lower and middle class areas where it would be worked naturally through the economy, it's just kind of shallowly in the stock market and can disappear easily. So
it's just when you have $1 billion, like you're never going to use all of that.
no.
Why just keep it for having it?
Well, it feels like the people who like get to $1 billion are the people who want to get to $100 billion. It's just like it becomes like a scoreboard at that point, like a real life scoreboard of just like you want to get that number as high as possible, and you just kind of get like addicted to having that number go up and like up. But like logistically, you already have generational wealth, and the other thing too is like once you have $1 billion or more, once you just start investing that money, you have an infinite supply of money for 8 generations. Like you'll never run out of money because your investments will make more than what you spend on it.
Yeah, no, because you got $1 billion. You take, I don't know, 250 million, put it aside, and you know those bank accounts that they like lock it for like 10 years, but they give you like real high rates of interest.
Yeah.
Put it in one of those. Take another 250 million, give it to investment experts, see what they do with it. You've got 500 million left. 250 million for you and your family to just use. And then 250 million to actually try and do some good with that money.
Yeah.
Like, it just, there's no need to have $1 billion.
And that 500 million you invest will become $1 billion in like 5 years. You'll be back to $1 billion again.
And do it again.
Or more and more. It's just like the more money you have, the easier it is to just make more money. So even if you just put half your money away to making more money, you'll make billions off that, and then can just like. But now and then these people have like hundreds of billions of dollars, so it's just like the amount of good $1 billion to do is just unfathomable because we haven't seen it. We haven't seen someone drop $1 billion on like actual like even it doesn't even like obviously the main ones are like food, medicine, education, but even just stuff like going to like third world countries and building infrastructure, building roads, highways, schools, wells, just basic stuff so that those countries can become self-sufficient. And I don't like, because that's basically what you want is just people to become self-sufficient and have the opportunity to be more than that. But
to put this into perspective, the Irish budget for 2022, the budget for our entire country, 558 million.
Jesus
and
Christ.
that is $500 million. So Elon Musk has enough money to support the country of Ireland for 500 years.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's got quite a few Irelands in that network.
That would be fun if he just tried to like buy Ireland.
He could afford it.
He could.
You should have like every member of like Ireland, like, hey, $4,000, you're now a musty.
Right, okay. No. He could give us all $1 million. No, he
How many people live in Ireland?
There's 4 million people in Ireland, so he
4
could give
million.
us. Right, so 4 million. If he
Let's
gave us
see.
all a 100 grand, so 4 million times 100 grand. Okay, he couldn't really give us that much money, but you know.
But still, he could give you like $10,000.
Yeah,
I mean,
easy.
that'd be a good chunk out of his money. But even I'm sure if you offered every citizen like $5,000, you'd be able to get majority of them to be like, yeah, sure,
Buy our country.
buy our country.
Why not?
As long as he didn't like change the name. I feel like if he changed the name,
I changed it
that's
to
where
like
you get-
Muskland or something.
Yeah, Muskland. Or
He
like
becomes king of Muskland. Nah.
Musk. You'd probably find a cheaper country because Ireland's pretty. But he could legitimately just
It's
buy
also-
a country.
Ireland is pretty firm in its anti-monarch stance.
Well, this would be a capitalist. This would be fully.
Yeah. As long as he doesn't give himself the title of king, I think we'll be fine.
He has enough money to facilitate a successful assassination of the queen. If he wanted to.
Easily. How much would that cost?
I don't know. I don't know how you'd go about that. And we should probably end the episode before we
Yeah,
plan how
let's
to
stop
assassinate
plotting the
queen.
queen's assassination
God damn it!
on stream.
That's my favorite side.
We can continue it off stream.
Yeah, good
Off
idea.
Well,
Let's
thank
try.
you guys
Yeah.
so much for watching. Long live the queen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And wink, wink. Musk, do you know what to do?
Oh Jesus.
Jeez. Anyway, thank you. Follow Lemon on TikTok, the Lemon Leviathan.
That is my TikTok.
On
It's
Twitch.
also my Twitch, which is a
On
better
YouTube.
platform to follow me on. That's all. Yeah. Okay. All platforms. The Lemon
all
Leviathan. I'm
platforms.
there.
They'll be in the bio below. Follow
Hell yeah.
him.
Let's
Love
get
it.
it.
Guys, numbers up. He's our favorite Irishman we've had on the podcast so far.
True. And we've had
What-
plenty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't look at that.
This
We've
Lemon
had
guy's
plenty.
been on a few times.
Hey, Liam's an Irish name, so
Yeah.
it's not super Irish, but you probably know a Liam in Ireland.
I do.
There you go. And now you know one in Canada, so you know at least
Fair enough.
follow Lemon for the very reason that he knows at least 2 Liams.
That's
Anyway.
It's a valid reason.
Thank you guys for watching. We will catch you on the next one.
Thank you all. Take care.
Bye.